So in this video I just want to talk a little bit about how to use the trim function. So I'm going to draw a couple lines. There. Press escape each time to get out, of course. I'm going to draw it down. So this is what I'm going to do is try to make a staircase out of this. And let's just go right up to here. This doesn't even catch. Oop. So what I want to do is trim along the edges here so it follows this path. So it's going to go start here, down, across, kind of thing. So I'm going to click on the trim. So I'm going to make sure I'm on trim, which will show the scissors. So I'm on trim. So I want to trim, let's say this line right here, and I'm going to cut these pieces off. So I select that one. So it says select cutting edges. So hit enter. So that's my cutting edge. And then when I go down here and I click on it, the little red X pops up, the scissors. I can trim those edges off. Press escape, go to the next thing I want to trim. So I want to trim this line right here so it meets with this one. So I'm going to click this right here and hit enter and click the trim, and that'll cut that off. And you can go around, there's probably more efficient ways to do it, but I'm just going to go on this one and I'm going to hit enter and trim that piece off. And so the same thing, I'll go on to click back to my scissors, click that one, and so I want to select here, and I'm going to cut this piece off. And so now it's starting to take shape, and so I'm going to now go up to, I want to get out of this and go to scissors again, and you can see what I'm doing. So now I want to cut off this part right here, so I'm going to cut this line right here, select it, and I'm going to cut this edge and this edge. And then so if I go to this edge, go back to my scissors, sorry, select that edge, and then I'm going to trim, sorry, I'm going to select this one, that's my edge, and I'm going to cut that off. So you can see the stair shape taking place now. And I want to cut along this piece, so I'm going to cut off so you can see where as I'm going along, so you have to pick what line you want to keep. So if I want to keep this part of the line but not this side over here, then I've got to pick this line as my line to trim at. So I'm going to pick that one, hit enter to select it, cut it off, right? Escape out of that. And I want to trim this piece off here, so I'm going to select this line because that's what I want to trim off of, hit enter, etc. And I'm going to do all the pieces because I want to just group them all together here. So I'm going to trim this last piece, enter, and cut that off. So there's my stair step. And if you want it, if this was too long, what you can do if you want to cut it off, I can put another piece on here like this, and I wanted it straight, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just going to cut it. So I'm going to go and I want to cut on this line, hit enter, cut that piece off, and I don't want this line anymore, so I'm just going to go back to it and I'll delete it. And so next step is to rotate this, and so the easiest thing to do is select them all and then group them up here on the top of your toolbar. So that's one whole thing. And then if I want to rotate it, I can rotate. So select the object, hit enter, select the base point I want to rotate around. So that's a rotation. I don't want a rotation, sorry, I want a copy, so I'm going to escape that. So I want to mirror it. So that's my object, hit enter, pick your base point, and I can mirror like that. Erase the original source. So if I want to erase it, I can. I'm going to click no, and there is my two pieces to get the stair step that you want. Hope that makes sense. We'll look at some more functions in the next video.